Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, depending on where you are listening to us from. And welcome to another exciting edition of our impactful program titled Aligning Education Reforms with National Development. This is Amagate Radio Communications. And my name is Daniel Adebi. I am your host. Thank you for joining us. It's really a pleasure to have you on the program today. So I'm delighted to have you join us even as we move further into this important conversation about the future of education and also its vital connection to the growth and prosperity of the nation. For the past few weeks, we had begun, like 2 months ago, approximately, we have begun a journey and we have been looking at the alignment that is necessary to happen between education and national development. We're looking at the connection, the vital connection that educational reforms would have to the growth and prosperity of nations. And last week we looked at the topic, which was aligning curriculum with industry and workforce needs. And last week we discussed the significance of synchronizing educational programs with workforce needs. We also looked at the need to emphasize the alignment that there has to be with curriculum, educational curriculum, with the needs of the labor market, especially in the 21st century. We also emphasize the relevance of aligning curriculum, to national development goals. We also looked at the strategies for aligning curriculum with industry needs, and we also looked at some of the challenges in curriculum alignment. And we also went further to look at some case studies from around the world. We went further last week to say that aligning curriculum with industry and workforce needs can have transformative effects on national development, and we looked at some key resultant effects across economic, social, and educational dimensions. So that was what some of the major highlights of last week's edition. And today, on today's edition, we'll be exploring another interesting topic. We'll be looking at the topic, which is educators training for a future-ready workforce. I'll take it once again, educators training for a future-ready workforce. So we are domiciled in an era that is marked with rapid technological advancement, also domiciled with globalization and shifting economic paradigms. And the role of education has transcended nowadays. It has transcended beyond traditional boundaries. The imperative now is to cultivate a workforce that is not only skilled, but also adaptable, also innovative, transformational at mind, and also prepared for the uncertainties of the future. And that is why we are going to look at, teacher training, because central to this transformation is the educator. And here we can see that the educator is the catalyst, is the catalyst, who shapes the minds and by extension the nation. So teachers or educators are shaping minds today, and in extension they are shaping the nation, because these minds will go further and cause transformational changes in their nations, in various aspects of their nation. So aligning educational reforms with national development necessitates a strategic focus on empowering educators through comprehensive training. Such training ensures that teachers are equipped to import and impart relevant skills. They are willing to foster critical thinking and nurture lifelong learners. This alignment is pivotal for addition of value, for value addition in economic development. It also bridges the gap between academic instruction and the dynamic needs of the labor market, even today and also for the future. So it is very, very important for there to be an alignment with what is taught in classes, what educators are giving the learners, because that would form the basis of what they are equipped with to, be change makers and, people that will bring transformation and innovation to various aspects of the nation. All right, so I would want to go further. I would want us to quickly understand some key concepts. We'll be defining some key concepts. So first of all, what is educators training? Educators training encompasses both pre-service an in-service professional development program. So that I'm talking about, programs and trainings that are done while teachers are being trained to become teachers, and even after they become teachers, programs that are set up to also further equip them and also further educate them to strengthen their skills and their ability to deliver qualitative training to learners. All right, so it encompasses both pre-service and in-service professional development programs that are aimed at enhancing teacher skills, that are aimed at, enhances subject matter expertise and also adaptability to emerging educational technologies and methodologies. Educational technologies and methodologies, very, very key and very, very important. Also, we will also look at what future-ready workforce is. A labor force that is equipped with the skills, competencies, and mindset necessary to thrive in a rapidly evolving global economy is what we call a future-ready workforce. It's actually a workforce for the future, a workforce that has the future in mind, that are being, trained and being, equipped with necessary skills and necessary expertise for them to impact the future. Also getting ready for the challenges of the future, preparing themselves ahead, of just beyond today. Basically, it's actually focused on the future and the change that could happen in the future, and readiness to combat the challenges, and also bring innovative solutions that will that will bring solution to the challenges that might come up in the future, and also prepare them also not just for challenges but also for the opportunities that would be available in the next future, so that they'll be able to explore and exploit these opportunities for the good of the nation. So that is what we talk about a future-ready workforce. A future-ready workforce includes proficiency in digital technologies, improve people that are proficient in digital technologies, people that are critical thinkers, people that can collaborate, and also people that can continually learn and also continually improve themselves. So these are the characteristics of a future-ready workforce. So we also define national development as a holistic process that involves economic growth, social progress, and the improvement of living standards. So therefore, education plays a critical and a crucial role in this, that is in achieving national development by producing competent individuals who can contribute meaningfully to the various sectors of the economy. So moving forward, let us examine the nexus, the connection, the intersection between educators' training and economic development. Number one is enhancing teacher quality and student outcome. Enhancing teacher quality, which is necessary, which is the bone of contention, which is the major focus for today's edition. Enhancing teacher quality and student outcome. So research underscores that the direct correlation between teacher quality and student achievement is very, very evident. And we would also go further to see some case studies around the world. We'll see some case studies where teachers are being trained, and it's also resulted in them being able to provide qualitative solutions, qualitative learnings to students around the world. So it's this research underscores that there is a direct correlation between teacher quality and student achievement. So I want to give a statistics from the Journal of the Institute of the Multi-Sensory Education, and this states that students can achieve up to 21% increase in performance when their teachers participate in effective training programs. Wow, the Journal of the Institute for Multi-Sensory Education states that students can achieve up to 21% increase in performance when their teachers participate in effective training programs. So we can see that this improvement is actually a direct effect of teachers being trained, teachers being enrolled in teacher training programs. So such improvement in student outcomes translates into a more competent and productive workforce, thereby fueling economic growth. So you can see when there's teachers are being equipped, teachers are enrolled in programs that would equip them and train them to become better teachers. The effect also rubs on students and the learners, and also eventually it would have a ripple effect on the nation. So when you're equipping a teacher, when you are empowering a teacher, when you are providing necessary programs that would help the teacher to upskill and also to learn new technologies and learn new concepts and methodologies, that activity would translate it. You might just be dealing with a teacher, but you're also the effect. It's the effect translates even to the nation at large. So that is why it is very, very important. So number one, enhancing teacher quality and student outcome. Number two, bridging the skill gap. The World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report predicts that 65% of children entering primary schools today will work in job categories that don't yet exist. And last week I stated that even as we were looking at last week, we were looking at aligning curriculum with industry and workforce. We discussed that there are some jobs that if curriculums are not well aligned today, there are some jobs that would not be in existence in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. So when our curriculum is so stale, our curriculum is so ancient, we're dealing with curriculums of 50 years ago, of 20 years ago, of 15 years ago, which is not supposed to. So because you are going to keep people stuck in the past. And I mean, the world is moving very fast. Things are changing, and people are running at the speed of change. Nations are moving at the speed of change. So that is why education should move with the speed of change. So we talked about building the gap. This prediction from the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report states that 65% of children entering primary school today will work in job categories that don't yet exist. So 65% of children today are in the future. There are many jobs that will be created in the future that do not exist today. So if these jobs don't exist today, we can't do anything about that the fact that the jobs don't exist today. But one thing we can do is that we can anticipate the kind of jobs that will be present in the next 15 years when they'll be graduating from the university or tertiary institutions. What opportunities will be available in the next 15 years, and how can we prepare them? How can we align our curriculum, and how can teachers also be made aware of this, of the fact that things won't be the same, and how can they be equipped to deliver knowledge, to train these students to be able to meet up with the needs of the industry needs of the future. So aligning education, aligning curriculum, and also aligning teachers also is very, very important. So this projection, which I gave by the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, this projection highlights the urgency for educators to be trained in impacting transferable skills such as problem solving, adaptability, digital literacy, and other technological skills. You can see the rise of AI, you can see the rise of machine learning, data analytics, various tech skills which will be necessary for them to compete in the nearest future. So teachers should also be trained for them to impact these skills. So by doing so, education systems can better align with labor market demands, reducing unemployment and underemployment rates. Number 3 is fostering innovation and entrepreneurship. Educators that are trained in modern approaches can cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset among students, which is very, very key. This is very, very vital, particularly in developing economies where entrepreneurship can drive job creation and economic diversification. So, teachers should also be equipped with the skills, should also be able to, impact entrepreneurial skills and an entrepreneurial mindset to students, especially in developing nations, where people need to come up with businesses, people need to come up with, enterprises that would also create opportunities for other people, enterprises and companies and organizations that will also be able to contribute to the development of the nation. So having an entrepreneurial mindset is very, very key, and teachers can be trained to also impact this type of mindset in students. So for instance, programs that integrate project-based learning and real-world problem solving. Programs that integrate project-based learning and real-world problem solving have been shown to encourage innovation and self-employment among graduates. It is very, very important. So a mixture of trainings or of programs that integrate project-based learning and real-world problem solving can make people's mind to begin to open up and see some challenges in the society and see what they can do, how they can come in to help provide solutions to these challenges. So number 4 is stimulating rural and marginalized community development. When educators in rural and underserved areas receive quality training, they are better equipped to deliver inclusive and contextually relevant education. And this leads to increased literacy, skill development, and productivity within local economies. So according to the United Nations Economic, Scientific, Cultural Organization, UNESCO, in the year 2023, they stated that improving teacher capacity in rural communities can lead to a 20 to 25% increase in student retention and graduation rates. And this directly enhances local employment opportunities and reduces rural-urban migration. Very, very important. Let's give an example. For example, in a country like Kenya and also in a country like Bangladesh, teacher training initiatives targeted at rural areas have led to measurable impacts and improvement in agricultural productivity, healthcare awareness, and also small-scale entrepreneurship. And this is possible due to better informed communities. See, so teacher training, also helps to the effect of training teachers, and everything. It helps to stimulate rural and marginalized community development. So people are more aware and people are more informed, even those in rural areas. Number 5 is attracting foreign investments. Multinational corporations increasingly and intentionally, they usually take serious the quality of a country's human capital when deciding where to invest. So when investors come to a nation, they also look at the quality of human capital. For example, a multinational would not come and set up itself in a country where people that will drive operations and people that will be employed are not skilled, are not ready, are not workforce ready, are not learned. They won't want to establish themselves. Where there are no opportunities for growth, and where they can't sell their products and where they can offer services because people are illiterate or people are not well learned. It's very, very discouraging for investors. So a well-trained education workforce signals that the country prioritizes future workforce development, and it makes it more attractive to investors. I'll give you a statistic from the World Bank in the year 2022. They reported that the countries with strong investment in teacher training and education reforms have 15 to 18% higher FDI inflows than those without such commitments. We'll also take a case study like in Singapore. We can see sustained investment in teacher excellence through the National Institute of Education, and this has contributed to a high rise. It's high rise in the global business hub. Skilled educators produce a highly competent labor force that also attracts top multinational companies like Google, like Pfizer, and also Dyson. So that is very, very important. It attracts foreign investment. All right, we would also look at global perspective and case studies. Global perspective and case studies from around the world, where curriculums are being aligned, where teachers are being trained, and the resultant effect on the nation and on the economies. So, number one perspective or case studies we're looking at is the Intel Teach program. The Intel Teach program. Intel Corporation's Intel Teach program has trained over 10 million teachers worldwide and has influenced more than 300 million students. And that is a ratio of 10 million teachers to 300 million students. Wow. So when you are training 10 million teachers, 300 students are benefiting from this. That is, that is like a times 30 ripple effect, a times 30 effect, of just training one teacher. So that means when you are training one teacher, you are training 30 students. You are giving 30 students an opportunity to equip themselves, opportunity for them to gather the necessary skills for them to stay relevant even in the future. And that is very, very powerful. The program, the Intel Teach program, emphasizes integrating technology into classrooms learning. It also fosters problem solving, critical thinking, and collaboration skills. In Jordan, for example, in a country called Jordan, participation in this Intel Teach program is a requirement for teachers' promotion, even for their salaries to be raised. Also, it's a very, very important necessity for them to pass through this training, for them to enjoy promotion or pay rises, and this underscores its national significance because it's very, very important. And number two, we also see Australia's STEM teacher shortage. Australia faces a critical shortage of qualified STEM teachers, with 40% of maths lessons being taught by out-of-field educators. And this is very, very critical because, imagine, 40% of maths teachers are teachers that are maybe from other disciplines, and which is not supposed to be so. So to address this, universities have introduced micro-credential courses to upskill teachers. And the federal government has also invested up to 18.5 million in trial programs, And these programs are ongoing, and they are predicted to end next year, 2026. So these initiatives, they aim to enhance teacher competence and also address workforce challenges. Number three, innovative teaching in Bihar, India. In India, middle school teachers from Bihar, India gain recognition for their innovative activity-based teaching methods that significantly improved student enrollment and learning outcomes. Their approach ensures access to education for all students or all children nearby, making learning more effective and engaging. It's very, very wonderful. They also showcase their methods at the school's 2030 Global Forum in Kenya. And this, in fact, highlights the global relevance of localized educational innovations. Innovative teaching in Bihar in India. Teachers just came together and decided that they want to make teaching and education more engaging and more effective. And they came up with methods that significantly improved student enrollment and learning outcome, activity-based teaching methods, and that is very, very wonderful. That is very, very important. So moving forward, we'll also look at some strategies. We'll look at 4 strategies for effective educators training. Number one is continuous professional development. There is need for CPD, which is continuous professional development. Implementing structured CDP programs ensures that educators remain abreast of the latest techniques and technological advancements, the latest technologies, the latest updates, around the world. They are aware of things that are not just happening in their own local communities or in their own nation. They're also aware of various strides that are being taken in other nations around the world. This includes workshops, seminars, and other online courses that are tailored to specific areas and teaching levels. Very, very important. Number 2 strategy for effective educators training is integration of technology in training. So there is need for there to be a leverage on digital platforms for training, and this can enhance the accessibility and flexibility of teachers. When teachers, even in the process of training, are being introduced, they can access some of this technology tools, they can access some of this equipment, and and also learn, physically, and also, make them more flexible, when it comes to them giving out education, or them teaching, or them, giving out knowledge. For instance, we there are some online modules and virtual classrooms that enable teachers in remote areas, even in rural areas, in villages, to also learn. And as they are learning, they are also learning about these tools. They are learning about technology. They are learning about virtual learning and other things, which they can also use to come up with creative concepts when they are teaching. These teachers in remote areas will be able to participate in professional development programs without any geographical constraint, irrespective of where they are learning, and they also have access to these technologies in training. So when there's integration of technology in training, it makes training available to even people in remote rural areas. Number 3 is collaborative learning communities. So there's need to establish professional learning communities that allows educators to share their best practices, them from various countries, educators from various parts of the country or various parts of the world, to share their best practices, discuss some of their challenges, and also give, perspective. Everybody gives perspective from where they are and how they are solving some challenges that they're encountering. And also it helps them to collaboratively, develop solutions and come up with, with concept and new ideas that each person can implement in their various, domains, in wherever they are domiciled. Such communities would foster a culture of continuous improvement and also peer support, because they are doing things together, they are learning together. And finally, on the strategies for effective educators training, we see policy support and incentives. Governments should also play governments play a very pivotal role in enacting policies that mandate regular training, that also provide incentives such as salary increments, promotions, and recognitions for teachers that engage in professional development. So the government has a very, very important role to play. They need to also provide incentive, provide rewards to teachers that are willing to go beyond their comfort zone and also improve themselves and also get better training so that they'll be able to do better as teachers. So the government should support with incentives and other commissions or other things that would be able to show that they appreciate teachers for doing so. So thank you so much. This has been a wonderful ride. This has been a wonderful edition, and this has been Educators Training for a Future Ready Workforce. And it's on this note we bring today's edition to a close. And before I conclude, I want to share a quote by a great man called Kofi Annan. He said that education is the premise of progress in every society and in every family. Education is the premise for progress in every society and in every family. So in the quest for national development and economic prosperity, the significance of educators training cannot be overstated. So by investing in comprehensive and continuous professional development, nations can ensure that their education systems produce a future-ready workforce that is equipped to navigate the complexities of the modern world. Such strategic alignment between education, reforms, and national development goals is essential for sustainable economic growth and also for societal advancement. So thank you so much for joining us. It is on this note we draw the curtains. This is Amogate Radio Communication. Please do well to join us same time next week, Thursday. Same time next week, Thursday. We look forward to having you. We'd love to hear from you. You can please send us an email if you have any feedback or any questions. You can please reach out to us via email at contact@theamogate.org. You can check us out on our various social media platforms on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Instagram at Amogate. Our handle is Amogate. And you can also follow us. Please do well to follow us on YouTube at Amogate Radio Communications. And we look forward to hearing from you. Do have a beautiful week ahead. Bye for now.